Hey everyone, it's Kenton Becker, American Pacific Mortgage, and I am here with the fifth and final question that we received from 2020. Now there's a lot of questions I got coming out of 2020 for different scenarios, so if I didn't cover one of your questions, make sure you reach out to me so that I can specifically talk to you, answer your question, go through your specific scenario. But this was another question that I got. It was a big one. I received it quite a bit, and that has to do with if you're closing your business and getting a permanent W-2 job, permanent employment, how soon can you buy a home after this transition? Well, it just kind of depends on what line of work you're going into. If you were self-employed in a certain business, let's say you were in a contractor or a roofing business, maybe you owned a roofing company and you decided I'm going to sell that business and now I'm going to go work for a roofer, you're in the same line of work. So generally, as long as the hours are consistent, or if you're going into a salary type income, because you have a history in that field, going from self-employed to W-2, you can generally use that income right away, just within maybe a few pay stubs to prove the income. If the income is hourly, but the hours are consistent, same thing. As long as you can prove within a few pay stubs that those hours are in fact consistent, let's say 40 plus hours a week, you can generally use that income right away. But let's say that the hours are variable, or maybe it's part-time hours where it fluctuates from week to week. If that's the case, you generally will have to wait a year before we can really average out the income, because the income does fluctuate. So after generally 12 months is usually what the guidelines require. We can take a look at that income, kind of set a baseline average, and then consider using that income. So there are lots of options going from self-employed to W-2. If you were going from W-2 to self-employed, that's kind of a different story. At that point, that self-employed business would have to be in operation for 2 years before you'd be able to calculate income. We would need at least 2 tax returns from the business so that we could show that average income over those 2 years and have some income to work with to help you purchase a home. So hopefully that answers your question on that part. But again, as I've said in kind of all these videos, if you have any specific questions for your scenario, or if I didn't cover one of the questions you have, all my contact information is on these videos. So please reach out to me and I'm happy to help answer those questions for you. Thanks so much for joining me over these 5 parts. If you missed any videos, all the videos will be on these different videos, linking you back to questions 1 through 5. You can watch them all at once. You can take them individual, whatever you want to do. But thank you so much for joining me through this video series, and have a great one.